Okay, so let's have a recap on what we went through over the course of this section. Firstly, we started up learning more about DDMS, which is the Dalvik Debug Monitor Service. So you understand now, hopefully, a little bit more about what it's used for and how you can really sort of find out more information about the status of your app, whether that's running on an Android virtual device or a real physical Android device. Next, we went on to look a little bit more into debugging, so figuring out how to set up breakpoints and how to see, more information about the status of variables and that type of thing. We then moved back into yet more information about Logcat. We had talked about that previously, but we've now went through this and found out how to filter messages in Logcat to only sort of drill down to the messages that we're interested in. And we also made our app crash on purpose in order to use Logcat to find the problem. And then we wrote some entries in the log in our program that we could actually check with Logcat. And finally, we went through and used toast messages. Now, of course, toast messages are those messages that do appear briefly at specific times in an application's lifetime. And what we did was we've used those toast messages firstly to come up with a message when the app was started, but we also got it to automatically come up any time the settings button was tapped. So we're sort of leaving this section now with I think a far better understanding of debugging and how to sort of find errors and potential problems with our code. Coming up, our second application. We've spent a heck of a long time on my first app, and I'm sure you're probably sick to death of looking at it, so it's time to move on. Next up, we're going to create a brand new application, and we're going to actually look at how to start doing something useful in our code. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next section.